Hideous massacres in the Iraqi city of Kirkuk. Oil clouds plunge Kuwait into a nuclear winter. And Jenny Shipley says it's not a cut, only a scratch.
Oh, Richard, I thought you were going to come up with some good news.
Well, I'd love to announce handsome newsreader scores six-figure contract with Aussie Network, but it's not here.
You are a silly old duffer, Richard. I think he's eaten too many Easter eggs.
Easter eggs are a luxury we can no longer afford.
Oh, didn't Mr. Easter Bunny come hippity-hoppity up your path?
As a matter of fact, Judy, Mr. Easter Bunny did come hippity-hoppity up my path, bang, straight into my deep freeze.
Oh, Richard!
What are those two on about?
Controversy still rages in Marydom as to whether it was culturally appropriate for the New Zealand women's rugby team to perform a haka, or war dance. Judy, what are you doing?
Well, it's a haka, Richard. I love them. We used to do them at school.
This place gets more like a circus all the time.
A woman doing the haka is being insensitive.
Who to?
To me.
I follow them every night, and 80% of the time I do not know what they are talking about.
The Dairy Board has successfully negotiated the sale of several 100,000 Chinese thingies.
Judy, you can't say Chinese thingies. This is the network news. We'll lose all our hard-earned credibility.
Will you do it then?
All right. I am, after all, an adult. The Dairy Board successfully negotiated the sale of several 100,000 Chinese hoodakis to Russia. We'll have pictures attend.
Of the hoodakis? Bonjour, everybody. Je suis une très attractive weather presenter. Et je have une cup to prove it.
They've got names like Spud, Ruthless, Winnie the Pooh, and Jenny the Razor. They're old, they're tired, but they'll tear your heart out. They're going out to bat New Zealand right out of the game. Come on, Kiwis, give them a hand.
Hello, I'm an employer. The cards are stacked in my favour and I've got everyone by the short and curlies.
Hello, I'm an employee. I've got absolutely no power and I'm at the mercy of the marketplace.
And I'm the mediator and I'm here to negotiate an agreement between the two.
Well, let's get started, shall we? I'm a busy man and my time is money.
I'd like $350 a week, please.
He says he'd like $350 a week.
Tell him to get stuffed.
He says get stuffed.
Fair enough. What do I do now?
You tell him you'll come down to $150 a week.
I'll come down...
No, through me.
Oh, tell him I'll come down to $150 a week.
He says he'll do it for $150 a week.
Get stuffed.
He says get stuffed again.
Tell him $120 a week tops and he'll have to provide his own wet weather gear.
I'd take it if I were you.
Nah. Tell him to get stuffed.
I can't tell him to get stuffed. I'm be professional.
But you told me to get stuffed.
No, I didn't tell you to get stuffed. He told you. I simply relayed it to you.
Well, relay my get stuffed to him.
I can't do that. He might get angry, shift the whole factory to the Philippines.
Oh, hang on. What are you actually doing for me apart from telling me to get stuffed?
No, I'm telling you to get stuffed.
So you're both telling me to get stuffed?
It may look like that, but in fact there's a big difference.
What?
I am on your side.
Dear you, New Zealanders, my major industrial reform in action. I think you'll agree it's simple, easy to work and puts everyone on a level playing field. If you don't agree, you can get stuffed.
What you've just seen is an insult to yours and my intelligence.
One of these is a Minister of Finance with energy, dedication, and a total commitment to the future of our children. The other is a savage creature which bites, makes you bleed, attacks women and children, and has to be kept on a very short leash. Will the savage creature please stand up?
Well, one of us has got to make a move, Spot.
Mike.
Oh, Helen, I'm glad you're here. I'm confused. Who the hell is this?
Savage, Mike Savage.
Oh, okay.
Ah!
Who the hell is this?
No, Mike. Michael Joseph Savage, the first Labour Prime Minister.
Oh, of where?
New Zealand, Mike.
Oh, of course. I'd completely forgotten.
Well, that's not all you've forgotten. Do you know what yesterday was?
Wednesday?
It was the 1st of May, Mike. Do you know what that means?
Yes, a pension and punch for the 1st of the month.
Ow! Stop it, Mike! What does the 1st of May mean?
Duck season, yum.
May Day, when the left of the world take to the streets to reaffirm their triumph in socialism.
What's that got to do with us?
Well, we were socialists, once.
before we closed the post offices, slashed the hospitals and sold everything off to Ron Briley.
Oh, what's it like?
We used to sing the people's flag.
Who to?
The people, Mike. The people's flag is deepest... what was the colour again?
Bottle green?
Red, Mike, red. We need to make a gesture to show the people what we think of them.
Oh, all right.
No, Mike!
I've had an appalling week. No, an appalling fortnight. Actually, it's been an appalling 6 months. That man has been at me the whole time, sniping at me, undermining everything I say, making me look ridiculous. My nerves are in tatters. I'm almost afraid to open my mouth. But here goes. The budget deficits can only be addressed by hard work. Excuse me. Sir Robert, I'm trying to talk to the people. Sir Robert, you're in my way. I'm speaking to the people.
Do I hear a noise like the whine of a mosquito or the drone of a blowfly?
Sir Robert,
no, it's the dull buzz of a wasp. I better get rid of that wasp before it stings someone. Luckily, I've got a can of this new extra strength claptrap. That'll fix the wasp.
Right, guys, let's start again. My blueprint for Maori development. It's called Ka Awatea, means it is day. Yeah, all right. I know it's about 20 to 10, but as far as I'm concerned, it is day, all day, every day, 7 days of the week. It is chock full of expensive schemes for Maori development. Where's the money coming from? No problem. Watch this.
It's time to play Scratch Iwi, the game that's taking the tribes by storm. Just scratch 3 pakeha's and win instant prizes.
Wow, I've got $2.
Wow, I've got 5.
Hey, I've got the biggie.
What?
$10,000?
No, the Moody Whenua fishing quota.
And don't forget, make sure you've got enough money left over to play Golden Iwi.
Yes, just $10 a week put you in the weekly draw for the entire South Island. Te Waka o Maui could be yours with full and undisturbed possession of lands, forests, fisheries and radio stations. Forget the Waitangi Tribunal and buy your Golden Iwi ticket now.
Pretty impressive, eh? And remember, you've got to be in to win. Win. That's me, get it? Hare Krishna.
One of these is a real dog and one is not. Will the one who is not the real dog kindly leave the screen?
Woof.
Kia ora. Hiram Arai. We normally wait until Christmas before we address our subjects in Aotearoa, or as you would say, your Aotearoa. But we thought we would make an exception this Easter and address you on the subject of the family. We have an old saying in the House of Windsor, relations are like potatoes. The best are underground. There's one of mine I wouldn't mind seeing buried right up to his withers. Our message to you is simple. If there are others of you in the family way, in the family way down there in New Zealand, come forward and let's get the whole nasty business settled in a single dump. Which he swears that's all it was. Just send your name on a postcard to this address.
Royal Surprise Contest, Buckingham Palace, London SW1.
Sadly, this contest is open to members of the royal family. Naughty Windsor, you do that again and we'll have to have you neutered, which is what we should have done to Mark.
Good evening from the newsroom. I'm the man with the very nice teeth. In the news this hour, Moscow is surrounded by a ring of steel. Thousands write letters to TVNZ saying, why isn't the man who does the TV2 news updates given his own show? And the government launched a commission of inquiry to find out what all the people wandering aimlessly about in the back of this shot actually do.
Well, it's my natural hair colour.
But nobody has naturally blue hair.
Well, how would you know? Have you seen everyone in the world? Anyway, it's not blue, it's Pacific teal. I highlighted it with Pacific teal and the rest of it's my natural hair colour.
But it wasn't that colour when I first met you.
Oh, well, I must have dyed it when I first met you.
Well, you dyed it that sort of funny mousy colour.
It wasn't a funny mousy colour. That was Valencia marble.
My parents painted their hall that colour.
Well, I could just imagine your parents painting their hall with hair dye.
Hey, just as well you're not at school.
Why?
Well, you'd have got booted out. What? For dyeing your hair.
Look, for the last time, I have not dyed my hair. I have merely highlighted it with subtle streaks of Pacific teal.
Yeah, well, at Warrarapa College, streaks of Pacific teal would have you booted out.
Oh, well, that's just ridiculous. I mean, people should be judged on who they are, not on the colour of their hair.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first came here, no one was interested in the colour of my hair.
Well, they wouldn't have been. It was that funny mousy colour.
Valencia marble.
Yeah.
They were more interested in my educational qualifications.
You haven't got any educational qualifications.
Yeah, well, then they were more interested in my outgoing personality, which I continue to express through the colour of my hair.
What are you expressing?
Well, Vanessa, what I'm saying is, I am me. I am Chandrine. I'm unique. You cannot change me.
Chandrine to the manager's office, please. Chandrine to the manager's office.
God, what does he want? I can't go up there like this.
Like what?
Well, like this with my hair. What'll I say?
Just say, I am Chandrine. I am unique and no one can change me.
No, I can't say that. Have you got any Valencia marble?
Oh, Chandrine!
G'day, Billy the Kid Rolston, artificially assembled here in the studio with a few of my mates. Now, you know the rules of the Rolston grope. I stroke hers, she pats mine, and then we all pull Trevor's. Leg, what did you think I meant? Well, it's the same motley lineup as last week. There's Trevor, the mad barrister to clean.
Oh, shut up, Bill. I can introduce myself.
But I just introduced you.
All right, well, I'll introduce Robin. Robin Langwell from North and South Magazine, ladies and gentlemen. Only half an axe handle across the bum. I prefer them with a bit more flesh on them myself, but a lovely wee girlie all the same.
Yo, Trevor, Dick Griffin, what do you reckon?
Oh, well, I reckon Gilbert Miles will be Prime Minister within the next 3 months.
Oh, that's crap, Dick. Oh, what about Nelson Mandela?
No, he'll never be Prime Minister. He's as black as the inside of a cow.
No, you drongo. He's right here. He's sitting beside you.
Oh, is that who it is? I thought it was the Reverend Honey Carr.
Right. Now that we all know each other's GRI syntax, let's all talk at once.
Right, now the problem is that it's an absolute crap. I said that as soon as I was
Good one. Now that we've cleared that up, Robin, what's been eating you lately?
I beg your pardon?
Why did you fart?
Right, next topic. The deregistration of teachers. 15 seconds starting from now.
I think caning is the thing to blame. When they used to cane those kids, it never happened, you know. It never happened. Bring back the caning.
Right, now that was really enlightening. Except from you, Nelson. I mean, you're flying halfway across the world from South Africa at great expense to TV3, and what do? You sit there like a great big chocolate blancmange. I mean, loosen up.
It is a great honour to be in
get
your
off the grass, Nelson. Why don't you say something controversial? I mean, tell us about Winnie's football team. Is there any chance of her making it to the World Cup?
I beg your pardon.
No, you don't have to apologise, Nelson. It's Robin who keeps farting.
Oh, we
there it goes again. I mean, Dick here's starting to go all grey.
Actually, Trevor, I started going grey when I was 13.
Oh, there's only one reason for that, Dick, isn't it? I'm surprised you can still see.
Oh, come on. We've got to treat our guests with some sort of respect.
Here.
Now, Nelson, is it true what they say about black men? I'm sure Robin here would really like to know.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, for Christ's sake, Robin, I can hardly breathe in here.
Come on, people. Now, that's all we've got time for this week. So, from the Rolston grope, yo, and good night.
Well, I'm always here, right?
Hi, I'm Smug.
And I'm Bimbo.
And we're going to play Nuclear Lotto. Isn't that right, Bimbo?
That's right, Smug. Every week, the US Defence Department will fire a gigantic nuclear rocket across New Zealand.
And there's $1 million compensation every week if it lands on your head.
There's a second division prize if it lands in your garden, and a third division prize if it lands on your local play centre.
Plus 4th and 5th division prizes if bits of it fall on your roof or you develop mild radiation sickness.
Because it does have a very small nuclear reactor on board, just a tiny tiny one.
Which is a bit like being shot with a very small bullet.
Or being run over by a very small truck.
And just remember, last week's rocket passed harmlessly overhead.
So this week the prize pool doubles.
So get ready to play Nuclear Lotto. It's spookier than Skyland.
And choicer than Chernobyl.
There's $1 million every week, one chance in 400,000, and everybody plays for free.
Bonsoir, I am Monsieur Rocard, the Prime Minister of France, with an all-new concept in diplomacy. I call it your play. Your play is quite simple. You play with us, and we play with you. But if you don't play with us, then this is how we play with you. Boom! You see, we don't want to fall out with you, and you certainly don't want to fall out with us.
Well, Bimbo, the nuclear rocket's almost here.
I'm sorry, South Islanders, it looks as though you're going to miss out, but Masterton's still in with a chance.
Yes, Masterton's been very lucky for Nuclear Lotto. 3 weeks ago, Mr. Jones of Bellbird Crescent scored the big one.
It was the biggest funeral the Whited Up has ever seen. We spoke to Mrs. Jones.
Oh, no, yes. 1 minute he was out there, firing spuds. Next thing you know, flash a light, it's gone. I will say, though, they're very prompt with the check.
But sadly, New Zealanders, no checks this week because we've just heard that the nuclear rocket is heading for Tasmania.
Oh, what a disappointment, New Zealand, but I bet they've got their fingers crossed in Hobart.
Trust our Australian cousins to have all the luck.
Don't worry, New Zealanders. There could be a time in your life as soon as next week when you sit bolt upright in bed and say...
What the was that? And we'll say that was Nuclear Lotto.
Kia ora. Welcome to the bones of your arts. The French Prime Minister, Monsieur has come and gone, leaving behind $2 million to promote cultural links between the peoples of France and our hero. One of the links he left behind is with me in the studio this evening, celebrated mime artist Marcel Gatteau. Kia ora, Marcel. Hello. Marcel, when did you first decide to become a mime? Oh, I see. You're going to answer all my questions with mime, are you? That'll be interesting. So it was when you were very small? No, when you were very big. When you're somewhere in the middle, I see. This is going to take ages, isn't it? Let's move on. Where do you get the inspiration for your wonderful mimes? By lying on a table. Or sitting in a chair. No, it was the table. This is hopeless, but I'll battle on. Now what are you doing? I hope you're not doing what I think you're doing. Oh, I see, you're pulling a rope. Oh, thank God for that. And now there's some waves. And, oh, there's a boat on the waves. You're pulling a rope on a wave, on a ship. No, now you're under the ship, under the water, and now you're lighting a cigarette. No, it's not a cigarette, you're lighting the rope again. No? Oh, you're lighting a fuse. Right, so you're lighting a fuse under a boat, I see, and the boat is going to blow up, I see. Blow. Get me out of here. From the bones of your arts, thank you, and, au revoir.
And in a major news development, the British Parliament was in uproar last night when the Prime Minister, Mr. John Major, announced that the Cabinet had actually approved the new length of Fergie's hair. And so they should have, if you want my opinion. I think a person's hair is their own business, and if they happen to have beautiful, lustrous red hair, like some people I could mention, they should be able to do what they want with it, and not have people say it's peculiar, or that they look like they've got a pudding bowl on their head. Take my hair. It's got infinite possibilities. Sometimes I part it here, or here, or here, or here. And sometimes I don't part it at all. That's the kind of girl I am.
And in the Channel 2 news update this hour, the Americans take 13,000 Lebanese hostages. vowing to hold them until TV2 stop playing reruns of Cheers. And at TVNZ, protest action mounts as the government inquiry calls for the sacking of the people who walk around in the back of shot during this news break.
The extinction of the dinosaurs. Awesome. Right, well, ages ago, I think it was the Jurassic period, or was it the Pleistocene period? No, I can't remember. Anyway, a long time ago, like before I was born, there were no people in the world and everyone was a dinosaur. Now just think about that, eh? Because, like, if you were a dinosaur, you wouldn't be able to get into your house. And even if you did, you'd have to cut a hole in the roof to stick your head out to eat the leaves off the top of the trees. And, like, there were no mammals except little furry ones like Elton John. So, like, you had these very tall creatures, right, with really small brains that just sort of wandered around the world. Sort of a bit like models, eh? And then all of a sudden, it got really, really cold and they all died. It's just awful to think about, eh? Rod, could you turn the heating up a bit, honey? I'd just die if I was extinct.
Right, class, welcome to New Zealand. Let's begin with the 3 basic phrases that you'll need for your everyday life in this country. Now, repeat after me. This is a rip-off.
This is a rip-off.
What do you mean the school is closed?
What do you mean the school is closed?
I want my money back.
I want my money back.
To which the traditional New Zealand response is tough titty suckers.
Tough titty suckers.
Good, you're learning really fast.
Welcome back to CNN News, and first up in this hour, we take you to the Kennedy family compound at Palm Beach, Florida. And who am I questioning to?
You're talking to me, Dan.
Oh, it's you, is it, Peter? Well, I'm glad to see you made it back from Baghdad.
Oh, thanks to you, Dan.
Let's not go into the knob, Peter. I suppose that it's early morning in Palm Beach.
It's early morning here in Palm Beach. It's mid-afternoon in Baghdad.
Yeah, but what's happening in Palm Beach?
It's early morning here in Palm Beach.
We established that, Peter. What's happening?
Oh, nothing's happening.
Well, why the hell have we crossed you?
I can only assume, Dan, that it's because it's early morning here in Palm Beach.
I don't believe this.
And just over the horizon, the U.S. 7th Fleet is moving into position to begin the bombardment of the Kennedy family compound.
What?
Oh, you didn't get that? I'll go again. It's early morning here in Palm Beach.
Forget the morning. I mean, what evidence do you have that the U.S. Navy is about to blow the Kennedy family to smithereens?
Oh, none, Dan, but even a child would realize that the 7th Fleet is counting on the element of surprise.
What?
They aim to destroy the Kennedys on the ground before they can take to the air.
Peter, what are you on?
CNN News, Dan, just like you.
Peter, are you honestly suggesting that President Bush has ordered the destruction of an innocent family?
That's what happened in Baghdad, Dan.
Oh, here we go again.
Go again? Okay, you're rolling. It's early morning here in Palm Beach.
Peter, just sign off.
Oh, you're calling the shots, Dan. This is Peter Hairnet in Baghdad.
Palm Beach.
Right. This is Palm Beach in Baghdad for CNN News.
I'm sorry. Peter has obviously been under a lot of strain.
Hopefully the standard of policing will be affected, will be as efficient and dedicated as we always have been. I know that's not saying much, but it's the best we can do. Let me take you now to a community police station of 1992. This is Papakura Community Police Station, and 2 of the 900 extra police are on duty. Communications have been somewhat reduced, but the boys are still in touch with the community around them. It might look a bit primitive, but just think of the savings to the taxpayer. Oh, look, a message has been received. A burglary was committed on the other side of Auckland 2 weeks ago. Immediately, both officers mount their ready reaction vehicle. With a tailwind, they can be there in half a day. Good heavens, have they left the station unattended? Ah, that's better. The community can relax again, knowing it's in safe hands. Community policing the Treasury way. This is Constable Beverly Bollard signing off and reminding you that I ain't heavy, and neither is he.
On the TV2 news break this minute, anger rises at TV2's failure to show clips of live sex action on this news break program. Our phone lines have been tied up with distressed callers. Oh well, if that's what you want, here goes. Louise Pagonis, on the desk, please.
Hey, kids! You'll never guess what's in here.
It's not fillet of fish.
It's not soggy coleslaw.
It's this week's taste sensation from the Colonel.
Wow! Kentucky Fried Albatross.
Rich, succulent, juicy fried albatross, Jack.
It's rare, it's protected, it's dead.
But I want to die anyway.
It's a cultural treat.
And there's only one place you can get it.
Kentucky Fried Albatross on the Chatham.
Available to Moriori for a limited period only.
Kentucky Fried Albatross. Once you've eaten it, you'll never forget it.
Well, the start of the duck shooting season. What a hoot.
No, it's not so much of a hoot, it's more of a...
Oh, were you out there in a mime?
No, and I wasn't out there in a yours either. No, but seriously, I can't think of anything worse than tramping around in the dark, falling over, getting lost, and ending up in the strangest places.
So you don't go night clubbing anymore?
I'm talking about the barbaric sport of duck shooting.
Yes, mind you, I know lots of men who say there's nothing to compare with the primeval thrill of that first bang just as the sun's rising.
Do you realise what you've just said?
I used to hit the bottle drinking bourbon, scotch and wine, which caused me heavy problems when I tried to walk the line.
And all the girls I've loved before are putting in their bids, 'cause everyone's claiming I'm the father of their kids.
And busted flat in Baton Rouge is really not a joke, when freedom's just another word for slowly going broke.
There's creditors waiting in them old Muskogee hills, and so we're poor old highwaymen just trying to pay the bills. So when you're playing country music, you will find the taxman's on your back, though Carolina's on your mind. The IRD are getting close, their fingers on our collar, and so we're poor old highwaymen trying to make a dollar. Sing one, Johnny. I drank so much tequila that I couldn't get much higher, and all that gut rot booze gave me a burning ring of fire.
Smoked an awful lot of dope with women and with men, and now the dope's run out and Willie's on the road again.
You don't smoke marijuana in Muskogee, that's for sure, but DIVORCE has forced me back on tour.
I've lived and loved and drank a lot until I saw the light, so now I've only memories to help me through the night.
So when you're playing country music, you will see that really you're just singing for the goddamn IRD. The good times, they stopped rolling, we were running out of luck, and so we're poor old highwaymen just trying to make a buck. And so we're poor old highwaymen just trying to make a buck.
Hello, choo-choo, we too, mate?
To the airport, thank you.
Yeah, not a problem, not a problem. Yeah, I've got to say, because if I don't, our head honcho's going to kick my head in, but thank you for using gang taxis. What? Gang taxis, but yeah, boy. You see, we're not wearing our patches because the government won't give us any pingers if we wear patches while we're driving. Slag, eh? Hey, you want some sounds?
Oh, all right.
Cheer, you in luck, mate. Car stereo here, 50 pingers to you, 60.
No, thank you.
Not a problem, not a problem. Oh, by the way, this is a smoking cab, mate. You want to smoke?
Oh, okay.
Cheer, you in luck, mate. This week's special, 2 cartons, free budget prizes plus GST, of course.
Look, just take me to the airport.
Oh, yeah, not a problem, not a problem. Cheers, a rough world, eh, mate? Trying to get money out of this government. Whew. I mean, we offered our services as bank guards. Yeah, we said to them, we said, you put us inside the banks, then we don't have to rush in, balaclavas, waving guns, everybody on the ground. Mercy, yes, man, mercy. Yeah. Sort of like an access scheme. Yeah, do you? Access to banks. Stoosh. Here we are. The airport.
This isn't the airport.
Oh, where? I brought you to the gang headquarters, mate. I'm always doing that these days. Oh, well, there'll be 2 spot 50 pingers.
What?
$250, mate.
$250?
What, you got a problem with that? Oh, here come the boys. Oh, yeah, there's Rich and Mad Mel here. Mad Mel's the big mother with the sawn-off chainsaw. Oh, yeah, things will do, mate. Cheer. Oh, a bit of a tip here, mate. Oh, good one. Thank you for using gang taxis. Oh, cool. That Liz. Mwah.
And so, events in Russia continue to unfold. Judy, take over.
What, is that all we've got on Russia?
It's all I've got. Have you got any more?
No?
Unfortunately, our European correspondent, Liam Jury, is suffering from ill health in the Lubyanka prison in Moscow after apparently trying to sell 18 pairs of black market Levi's and a tape of New Kids on the Block to members of the State Emergency Committee.
I think we should send Liam a get well card. Something with ferns and a fantail on it to remind him of home. I saw one in a little shop.
Judy, he's not unwell.
You just said he was.
In Russia, Judy, suffering from ill health means that you are surrounded by tanks.
Surrounded by tanks? But wouldn't you be better off at home, snuggled up in bed, keeping warm?
Judy, I've just explained. In Russia, when you're unwell, you're not really unwell. And when you're in ill health, you're surrounded by tanks.
I see. Oh well, on with the bulletin. Rogue MP Mr. Gilbert Miles failed to appear in Parliament today because he was surrounded by tanks.
I see. Suffering from ill health, is he?
No, Jim Bolger's had him surrounded by tanks.
Good evening to you. What's all this talk about ill health? I am fighting fit, mind you. Ill health does dog this program in the same way that it has the leadership of the Soviet Union. Several producers suffered from ill health and had to leave the program. A number of journalists who got up my nose fell ill and had to leave the program. Even some researchers... And if that cameraman doesn't wake up his ideas, he'll be visiting the doctor and have to leave the program too. So you see, working on homes is rather like trying to control the Soviet Union. From homes, though, in rude good health, good luck, good riddance, good God, good night.
G'day, and welcome to the 4XNZ News Hour. I'm Brian, and this is Melissa.
I could say my own name, Brian.
Oh, she can say her own name. What a dag, eh? First up in New Zealand news. Well, of course, there's no news in New Zealand today.
There never is, eh, Brian?
Too right. Well, meanwhile, in Canberra, Prime Minister Bob Hawke told an emergency session of Parliament that he's picked Queensland to win the State of Origin League final.
We caught up with him in his office.
Christ almighty, you're supposed to knock, you know, rude bastards. I could have been right in the middle of being unfaithful to Hazel again for all you knew.
Crikey, he's a character, isn't he, the old silver bodgy? Don't you Kiwis just love him?
We certainly do, Brian. New Zealanders everywhere will be fascinated to know Kylie Minogue's Scotch rumours she'll appear nude, wrestling with a koala bear in a Qantas commercial. We caught up with Kylie in London.
You seem to think you can just barge in anywhere poking your nose in other people's business. Look, Kerry Packer's a mate of mine, and I'll be talking to him later on, and let me tell you, there'll be a few bums kicked round this outfit. Now, hook off!
Struth, what a hangman. No wonder he's loved by so many of us Kiwis.
You're right, Mel. Well, that's the 4XNZ News for this hour. Oh, half a tick, here's a little story here. Well, apparently, Rangitoto Island's erupted, Wellington's been taken out by an earthquake, and 2,000 Russian spies have been discovered in the South Island.
Cripes, you don't call that news, do you?
Nah, flag it. So, from Brian...
And Melissa, see, I can't say my own name.
As the benefit cuts bite into the flesh of New Zealand society, rumours abound that decent, honest New Zealanders are being forced to sell their bodies for bread. Garth Strange, what's your story?
Well, Lindsay, I've been a farm worker for 25 years, but things were getting a bit grim down on the farm, so I decided to join the big drift to the big smoke and become a prostitute.
I see. Have you been successful?
In what way?
Are you busy?
No, I've been at it for 4 weeks now, and for some reason haven't made a brass razoo. Went about it the right way, though. You know, I put an ad in Truth and squared away with the cops, chatted up the taxi drivers, and I've been walking up and down the street a fair bit.
But no takers?
No. A few funny looks, but no takers.
Could it be your dress?
Well, I'm not wearing a dress.
No, I mean, it's just you look like a farm worker.
That's because I am a farm worker. Well, I was until I became a prostitute. Pretty unsuccessful one, if the truth be told.
What does the future hold for you?
Well, I've got a plan. Yeah, if the old prostitution lark doesn't pick up, I may be forced to go on the benefit.
So you are likely to be driven from prostitution onto a benefit when rumours suggest that other people are being forced from benefits into prostitution?
Is that right? Oh, that must mean there'll be a few spare benefits hanging around waiting to be picked up.
Waiting to be picked up. Is this Jenny Shipley's vision of the future? A whole nation swapping from harlotry to dependency, from dependency to harlotry, from harlotry to dependency to news reading. I'm sorry, from a shamefaced Lindsay Perigo. Good night.
Are you doing anything later?
Where's it gone? There it is.
You're right. This is new errant deodorant, and every can tells the same story. When I look at them, I can just imagine what they're like. They're probably really screwed up. I mean, you'd have to be to appear on a can of sweat repellent. She's really pregnant by another man. And he hangs around massage parlours and is having an affair with a florist. They've got a beautiful little girl with behavioural problems who started staying out all night. Social welfare have threatened to take her away, and she really wants to go because the home environment's such a bummer.
New errant nonsense. New Zealand's most ridiculous deodorant.
Ducks! Who cares about ducks? The Western Alliance! Sorry, can I do that once again?
It's rugby league that's got Eddie Honky Tonk saying his fellow rugby boss is really packing. Why, even in the bush-clad hills of the Hokianga, league is the flavour of the month. Pono, my own son, who has always dreamt of being an All Black, now hopes to play for the Kiwis. And if he gets really good at the game, he might get to play for the Opanoni Dolphins. Now there's an awesome side. Yeah, Graham Lowe is trying to steal one of the Dolphins' stars, a player called Daffy. Yeah, he's called Daffy because every time he goes to tackle you, you have to duck. Of course, all of these rugby woes will be over if they took a leaf out of the netballer's book and gave the captaincy of the national side to a Maori. But that could be seen as passing the buck. Spotja.
Hello! Governor General here. Now, you may be wondering what the Queen's representative at Aotearoa is doing in the boot of a car. Well, the police brought me back after a diplomatic reception last night, and they forgot to take me out. It was a bit dark and stuffy, but I mixed myself a drink and sang a few wartime songs, and pretty soon I was as happy as a sandboy. But I think I might stay the weekend. Cheers!
Don't you move. Yo there, bro. Sorry I'm late, but what the hell, I'm here. That's great. It was this lunchtime march at Manukau, so I joined in shouting, "Gives a go!" They've cut the dole and the DPB. For the few with work, there's the ECB. They've killed the family benefit, and it don't look like they're gonna quit. And later on, they'll up the tax. Well, what do you reckon? Now Wanksy Banksy's bound to say I started a riot here today, but if he gets wild and things get sassy, I'll just say I goes to Messi. Grims.
Hello, I'm Bettina. This is my boyfriend, Grant. He loves me. We don't do kissing. Show your muscles, Grant. I don't boys who can't whack.
Stand back there while I do talking. Grant and I met at my new school because I was expelled from St Winifred's for having blonde hair. So now I go to the Greenpeace co-ed bicultural alternative school in Coromandel. Hair dyeing's not a problem there. In fact, you can take it as an option instead of maths. Grant and I are practising our homework. We're going to be a Maori myth on Tuesday. Barry and Dolphin, who run the teaching collective, want us to put on a show for Lockwood Smith. He's coming to check that we do the 3 R's, which we do. Relationship studies, rainbow awareness, and radical lesbian feminism, history of. Grant's going to symbolise native bush and Maori tanga, and I'll be a wandering suffragette. Grant, get into your mower position, and tap, and squawk, and now you're a fantail. You're a fantail. More movement with the tortoise, Grant, and fantail in pain, dying fantail, fantail in pain, Grant, dying. Sucked in badly, Grant. Who looks really dumb on telly?
Car our tear. Front of car our tear. Boot of car our here. My guitar our here. Tenor guitars guitar. I had a band of men who used to play a song with me till Volger kicked me off the tribunal of Waitangi. Whoa, tenor, 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 guitars guitar.
Prime Minister Jim Bolger's shock Porter report condemns New Zealanders for being too highly paid and having a leisure-loving lifestyle. What nonsense, don't you think, Judy?
No, I don't know, Richard. I sometimes think I'm far too highly paid for what I do.
Yeah, Judy stunks. Can it? Kerry Packer may be watching.
But I do think it's quite unfair to attack our leisure-loving lifestyle. I mean, we've all got to unwind at the end of the day. How do you unwind at the end of the day, Richard?
I don't unwind, Judy. I unravel.
Leisure? What leisure, I say? What leisure? There, I said it again. New Zealanders get up at 4 in the morning to work on a top-rating radio show until midday, when they begin work on a top-rating television show until far in the evening, when they fall into bed for half an hour's sleep before getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to begin work on a top-rating radio show again, and so it goes on and on, day in, day out. Leisure? What leisure? Ha! I laugh at the concept of leisure. Ha! There, I just laughed at the concept of leisure. What was the other criticism? But being too highly paid. Being too high... No, there are some subjects even too sensitive.
I really can't understand this country. Crime, crisis and mayhem all around us, and the only thing anyone ever gets upset about is some American calling our Queen an old bag.
Yes, I wish it had happened on our show, but there's nothing we could do to top that.
Oh, I don't know. I suppose we could get some bag on to call someone well-known an old queen.
Rory, dressed like this, you're on very thin ice, mate.
Sorry, John. Just slipped out.